In football, trophies make legends. But money creates a different kind of power. This list starts with fortunes most athletes would dream about and climbs into a world where success becomes business, fame, status, and influence far beyond the pitch. And the higher we go, the crazier it gets. At number 10 is Robert Lewandowski, listed here at $230 million with FC Barcelona. That number feels right for a player who built his entire career on elite consistency. He was never just a scorer for a season. He became a goal machine across years, leagues, and systems. What puts Lewandowski on this list is the perfect mix of longevity, discipline, and global respect. He may not have the wild celebrity aura of some names above him, but few players turned reliability into wealth quite like he did. And that quiet dominance matters. Lewandowski built wealth through control and consistency. But the next name exploded into this world with speed, power, and a rise that still feels unfinished. At number 9 is Erling Haaland, listed at $250 million with Manchester City. What makes this ranking so impressive is how fast he got here. Haaland has the kind of scoring power that instantly becomes market power. Goals bring headlines, and headlines bring money. Compared to Lewandowski, Haaland has reached this level much earlier in his career. That is the scary part. He combines elite production with superstar appeal, and that gives him a ceiling that still feels open. He is already a financial giant, and he is not close to being done. Haaland represents the future of football money. But the next player built his place through control, intelligence, and influence over every attack. At number 8 is Kevin De Bruyne, listed here at $280 million with Napoli. He is a different type of name in this ranking, not the loudest, not the most theatrical. But when you talk about elite football value, few midfielders of his generation changed games more completely. That matters financially too. De Bruyne built his profile on football intelligence, assists, vision, and control rather than pure flash. Compared to the scorers around him, his wealth feels like proof that influence can be just as valuable as goals when your class is undeniable. De Bruyne earned his place through control. The next player added global fame, iconic moments, and a level of commercial reach that stretches far beyond club football. At number 7 is Mohamed Salah, listed at $300 million with Liverpool FC. Salah is more than a star forward. He is a symbol of excellence, consistency, and pride for millions of fans around the world. That kind of connection gives a player enormous commercial strength. Compared to De Bruyne, Salah brings a more direct superstar image. Goals, big moments, iconic celebrations, and massive regional influence all push his status higher. He is one of those players whose value comes from both what he does in matches and what he represents outside them. Salah's profile is huge, but the next name plays in a different speed, a different spotlight, and a different financial bracket entirely. At number 6 is Kylian Mbappe, listed at $350 million with Real Madrid. Mbappe represents modern football power almost perfectly. He has speed, trophies, global attention, and the kind of star quality that brands chase immediately. Even at this stage, he already feels bigger than a normal football icon. Compared to Salah, Mbappe carries a younger and more explosive image. Compared to Haaland, he feels more polished as a global superstar. That mix is why his number climbs so quickly. He is not just earning from football, he is building one of the biggest brands in the sport. Mbappe looks like the future. But the next player proves that football wealth is not always about clean momentum. Sometimes fame survives chaos. At number 5 is Paul Pogba, listed here at $400 million with Monaco. And this is where the ranking takes a sharp turn. Pogba has had ups and downs on the pitch, but his financial power shows how massive his image became at his peak. Style, personality, and star presence turned him into a global name. Compared to Mbappe, Pogba's rise feels less linear and more unpredictable. But that unpredictability was part of the brand. He stood out instantly, on and off the field. Not every player converts attention into long-term value. Pogba did, and that is why he sits this high. Pogba's wealth comes with personality and presence. But the next name adds one of the most complete legacies in modern football on top of massive financial power. At number 4 is Karim Benzema, listed at $450 million with Al Hilal. Benzema's position feels earned through class, longevity, and late-career financial strength. He spent years as one of football's most intelligent attackers, and when the spotlight finally centered on him fully, his status rose even higher. Compared to Pogba, Benzema's path feels calmer and far more surgical. Compared to Lewandowski, it feels more decorated by the biggest stages. He brings elite finishing, major trophies, and the kind of mature legacy that becomes extremely valuable when a player reaches icon status. Benzema belongs to the true elite. Still, the top three move from football legend territory into full global celebrity scale. At number 3 is Neymar Jr., listed here at $500 million with Santos FC. Neymar is where football greatness and celebrity culture truly collide. Few players in the modern game blended talent, flair, style, and commercial magnetism the way he did. He was never just watched, he was followed. Compared to Benzema, Neymar carries a much louder global image. Compared to Mbappe, his brand became bigger much earlier. That is why his number feels so huge. Even when debates around his career appear, his influence on football culture and sponsorship power remain undeniable. Neymar brings style, fame, and massive commercial power. But the next player turns football wealth into something even more historic. At number 2 is Lionel Messi, listed at $650 million with Inter Miami. And now, the scale changes again. Messi is not just one of football's greatest players. He is one of the most recognizable athletes in world sport. His wealth reflects genius, longevity, trophies, and an image built over an entire era. Compared to Neymar, Messi feels more timeless. Compared to almost everyone else on this list, he combines sporting legacy with near-unmatched trust and global appeal. He does not need noise to dominate the conversation. His name alone carries the kind of weight that transforms football success into a financial empire. Messi's number is enormous. But the final spot belongs to a level of football fame and financial reach that has become a world of its own. At number 1 is Cristiano Ronaldo, listed at $1.2 billion with Al Nassr FC. This is not just first place. This is separation. Ronaldo turned football into one of the most powerful personal brands the sport has ever seen. Goals built the foundation, but ambition took everything far beyond the game itself. Compared to Messi, the difference here is scale in business and brand expansion. Compared to every other name in this ranking, Ronaldo feels like the ultimate example of how football fame can become global corporate power. Longevity, discipline, image, marketing, and relentless visibility pushed him into a class that barely looks real. From elite strikers and playmakers to global icons and business giants, this ranking shows how football success can grow into something far bigger than trophies. On this list, talent made the name. But scale, influence, and staying power created the fortune. Drop a like if this ranking surprised you, subscribe for more football top lists, and tell me in the comments who should be higher, lower, or who could break into this top next.